Hello, world. My name is Stephen Hensley. Today is Monday, October 30th, 2017. It is 4:15 p.m., and the intentions for this video or event are just to attempt to brainstorm and come up with some ideas on around what I like to be doing with and for my future, etc. Like with and for my life, like how I'd like to be spending my time and life in this world or on this planet or whatever. um, so I haven't really gotten down to like the nitty gritty of it, but like the day to day, so to speak. But um, I'm hoping to get like quite a bit more like disciplined or whatever in my habits and ways of doing things. Like I'd like to like resolve bad habits and like uh, negative and limiting beliefs and so on and so forth the best I could or can, rather. Sorry, I get nervous with public speaking. um, anyway, that brings up another point. I want to uh, actually try to get better at public speaking and so on and so forth. Uh, like with socializing and uh, that kind of thing. I have like pretty bad social anxiety, and like I like as much as I know that's like in my head. Uh, it's uh, easier said than done for most. Uh, yeah, like it's something I'm hoping to like overcome and transcend. And I don't know. That's kind of like part of why I'm doing this too. So it's like uh, I don't know. I think it's like going to be a pretty epic thing uh, in time doing like whole like blogging or video journaling sort of thing. Um, anyway, so uh, I want to like kind of apologize for any like noise or sounds going on like outside of context of this video because like I live with my family and we're doing stuff in and around the house, so uh, this is what it is. And for the fact that I tend to go off on tangents or rants, like I know I said all this stuff before in my last video I did earlier today, but just like put that out there. Um, I want to stay like way more on topic, like almost be like being an anchor on the news or something, but not really. Or like if I could be something as far as like public speaking goes, I'd like to be like kind of like a Tony Robbins or something, but like uh, or maybe like I don't know. I'd like to be able to do like poetry and stuff like that, and like uh, whatever if I were like more apt and able or capable. Um, like I've done a bit of songwriting in the past, but like it's kind of been like more or less blocked as of lately. Like I haven't been able to like come up with anything in a number of years. so, so I tend to like have the uh what is it? What's her name? Taylor Swift phenomena going on. Like I break up with a girl and like I write a song. So it's like every time it's like funny. It's weird. But anyway. um so like speaking of trying to stay on topic and not going off on tangents, uh what am I looking to do? or what am I wanting to do with and for my future? So like what I'm wanting to look at like this as being like this and like the series of videos I want to do is more or less like a dream journal or whatever, where it's like I'm trying to like expand my mind and imagination and like uh, kind of like put out there uh, what I want to achieve and how I want to succeed and so on and so forth. I kind of got the idea from the film The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. So I think it like just in my particular scenario, I think it's really probably a good idea. I think it's probably a good idea for a lot of people to like uh, try to like I don't know. For me, I've been doing it for a number of years, just like privately, talking in front of like my camera and then like kind of like trying to face myself in my reflection. It's helped a lot, but yeah, no, I'm trying to like take it to the next level or take the next step and actually go like uh, public, be surrounded by like all these friends and stuff that hop in and out. It's really cool. Thank you guys. Uh, anyway, so as I was saying in my past video and stuff before I went and jammed uh, with my cousin Brandon, uh, uh, I was saying how I wanted to go back to school. Um, I have like all these, what I would consider pretty ambitious or like whatever pipe dreamy dreams that I wish to like on some level go after, even if it like isn't achievable to like the uh, extreme or like standard that like I set on myself or like whatever, or that other people have taken it. Um, I don't know. I think it's worth the effort and try. So, but yeah, I think like what I'm wanting to do is uh, go back to school this upcoming like 2008 uh, spring semester. Is start out with taking like a single class of like creative writing or something, um, and then like uh, I don't know. I'm hoping to take like a writing class because like that's kind of where it's like I'm wanting to excel in a relative sense, and like where I really don't, it's like I've always had like I guess comprehension issues and like problems or troubles with reading and writing since I was a kid. It's like something I've always been like super embarrassed about or ashamed of, but like I don't know. Like I'd like to be like a good candidate like for like a good spokesperson for like overcoming like uh just kind of like learning disabilities and things like to that nature. Um uh yeah, so I don't know, I have to like get my GD still, and like once I do that, I think I'm gonna uh, apply for a Pell Grant and try to go to um, this online university I found called University of the People. Again, I was talking about it before in my last video. Um, so basically, it's like a tuition-free online accredited university. They offer like MBAs and bachelors in like software engineering and health science, and like I don't know, it's pretty amazing. Um, there is like still fees as far as like application fees and testing fees and stuff like that, but it's like 5 grand for, or a little over $5,000 for the like I think it's like the 4 year education for whether it be a MBA or like bachelor's or whatever. Like, I'm thinking about going after my MBA to start with, like my master's in business administration or business admin, and I don't know. I kind of want to like try to getting get into this like uh, I guess like video blogging thing or like blogging thing in general, and uh, start trying to build like a brand and stuff for myself. Like it's a kind of a belief of mine that I picked up from somewhere on YouTube or whatever. The general concisus or whatever. The general idea was like that everybody has their brand, and like it's kind of like whether you believe it or not, it's like uh, you end up marketing yourself a lot throughout your life, whether it's like for dating or getting a job or like or yeah or doing an interview. You have to like market yourself, and I don't know. It's like kind of a pretty idea, and a lot of people might like snicker or laugh because like they may not believe that they have something to offer as far as like uh, all that goes. But like, and I kind of want to believe in everybody to have something to offer and share. It's kind of like in school doing like show and tell. That's kind of like how I think about it. But like, I don't know. It can go on for uh, probably as long as you want it to. Whether or not like people are willing to pay attention, it's like I feel like it's just like a pretty healthy thing to do. It's pretty like um, I don't know. I was talking to my dad about it before that like I think of it as being like a cathartic, like kind of like emotional catharsis or like release, and like personally myself, I haven't had like a lot of people to talk to throughout my life, so like this sort of thing has helped me tremendously. And like I don't know, it's pretty therapeutic. And, like I don't know, I I want to like do a lot of things like as far as like uh, kind of like evaluation tests and things on myself. Like I want to kind of do like a strengths and weaknesses evaluation and try to like uh, exploit my strengths and weaknesses to the best of my ability to like uh, kind of like I don't know, better life for myself and like my loved ones, and like kind of lives around me and everything. Um, it's like I tend to like to get like really deep in a conversation or whatever, and like I apologize if um, I come off as being like a bore or being offensive or like anything like that. But like I'm gonna like kind of talk about myself a bit. I don't mean to be selfish or anything, but like um, I guess like what I've been dreaming of for a while, like is I've always wanted to be in business. Like I think since I was a kid, I wanted to be like kind of like a philanthropist and humanitarian, as well as like a serial entrepreneur. And like I've been trying to like figure out what kind of business I'd create if I could do anything. It's like I want to believe and like kind of have always wanted to believe that anything was possible. And like, pardon me, uh, I like kind of generally believe that is the case. Like, uh, I think there's a lot more like to it than that. Like, there's things that like we're prone to be able to do, and like things we're not so good at. But like, I do believe that, well, like not everything can be like necessarily taught. I think everything can be like learned to some degree. I don't think like, well, I'll put it this way, like I think that like humans are pretty like relative to one another. And like I kind of like to think that one like song um from like a long time ago of like I kind of always mix it up and I always think of it as being like anything I can do, you can do better. You can do anything better than I, but I know it's the other way. I just like to kind of like inspire people. Um, and so like I don't know. It'd be cool to be like a motivational speaker or something. I just don't like see that in my future. I'm not like a what is it? Um, fortune teller, a prophet. But I hope to be like a financial prophet someday, or like a something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Uh, I like to dream and believe, inspire that like uh, we have like kind of an effect on reality more than just like uh, through our like actions and words and so forth. That like our thoughts and stuff have an effect on reality overall. Like because like I don't know. I know it's like getting pretty uh, deep or whatever when you like break it down, but I've I don't know. I really like kind of like that secret thing a lot. I thought that was a pretty good uh, film, even though it's kind of like pretty hokey pokey and woo woo, and like kind of like feel like they're trying to suggest that like magic exists or something. But I think it might just be like kind of in the back of my own head. But I don't know. I've always wanted to believe in such things. It's just like I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, I like totally like went off on the deep end there. Um, so it's like I've really been interested in like have been into studying kind of like fiction and storytelling, like mysticism and magic and stuff. And like I think about it like all the time about like, you know, what would it be like if that were to exist in reality? I think it'd be like pretty chaotic unless like if it were automatically like all of a sudden show up, it'd be pretty chaotic. But like if something happened and like I don't know, it's hard for me to like go there because just like my brain doesn't like it or like my ego doesn't like it or something. Some part of me like doesn't like the thought of like uh, imagination, like fantasy and stuff. Be able to like write fiction and fantasy is like I kind of had writer's block or something. I think it's kind of because like there is such a stigma belief in like elementalism, mysticism, and magic. Like I'm not trying to convince people that it exists or anything. I'm trying to like take a page from like Disney's book or something, like suspend people's disbelief in it just for like time or for a moment in time where like they can believe that like you can fly sort of thing. But I just mean it like you can do your like thing, you can like live your dreams. I hope and I like believe. I'd go as far as like saying I pray for such things, but like I don't want to bring any sort of like religious thing into it or anything or spiritual. Anyway, I guess speaking of uh, like spiritual or religious and like that kind of thing, I've always really been interested in that kind of thing, like studying it. Uh, if I like were to be able to like study in school or something, like any like specific religion, which is like the hard thing. It's like I'd like to study kind of like world religion and spirituality, philosophy, myth, and lore, sort of. Like those are pretty like heavy, like or big sort of topics. But like I don't know, I've always been like kind of interested in like I guess like what I refer to as like mental mind frames, like frames of mind, and through like history and culture and like how and why we believed in like the things we believed in and like we like evolved and possibly like devolved in some like cases like I don't know maybe I don't know I'm not saying that like that's the case. I'm thinking that maybe like there might be things in history uh, that like were beneficial to us in some way that like we lost sight of or like something. I don't know. Like I really want to believe in like uh, kind of like I guess more like hocus pocus or woo woo stuff. But, like the fact that like I believe you can like heal yourself like kind of like the power of the mind and that sort of thing, the power of the subconscious. But like I don't know, I've like kind of always wanted to be like into alternative medicine and like shamanism and stuff. I don't know like why exactly, but like I've always felt like kind of inspired by it. It's weird. I grew up in a board and care home for the elderly. My parents owned it, and so like uh, all this like medicine was always like a part of like just the surrounding environment or whatever. Like we always had like uh, I don't know, like my family and stuff had to take like classes and stuff to be able to like do all that. But pretty interesting. Anyway, I don't know like how or what I would do to like have like a positive impact and influence in like reality. That's kind of what I want to do. Oh, that's what I was gonna say too, is like as far as wanting to create a like business or be like uh, uh what is it, serial entrepreneur. I've wanted to like try to create an economy. In other words, like create like something that wasn't there before that like uh kind of is there to like the community. If that makes sense at all. But like I don't know, it's like pretty like far fetched or out there in like my mind or whatever. So I definitely like want to do something big in the community to like help out. I just don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Um, it's like I don't know. I do see it as like just being super far fetched and like being a pipe dream, but like it's like really what I think about like all the time. I dream about it and stuff all the time. It's just like I feel it's unnecessary, but it's like it kind of like haunts me or something, I guess. So I'm just like, fuck, I want to do this, but like, I don't know. um, think here. So like trying to snap back to reality. Like to start off, I need to like go back to school, get my GED, uh, try to like uh, apply for like a grant and um, apply for university, get my degree or my MBA, and yeah, and then it's like I'm wanting to, like I said, like work on building my brand, like identity and everything. Um, I'm kind of like dreaming of being like a fiction writer and like storyteller. Uh, by the time I'm like kind of old, and so like I don't know. I feel like I have a long way to go, but kind of like is what it is. It like either will happen or it won't. But it's like I feel like I don't know. I feel like compelled to do it or whatever. Something like pulls me forward towards like that kind of like ideal. Um, hmm. So it's like I have a lot to get over as far as uh, like my ego or whatever it is goes. Like uh, I have a whole bunch of stuff to work on, but that's like part of why I'm doing this too is like kind of trying to like face my fears as far as like you know public speaking and stuff. And I don't know, it's fucking crazy. I guess like public speaking is one of the most like feared things that like they someone had done a survey supposedly that like I've heard of it a couple times and like yeah, it's like next to like death or whatever. People are like more afraid of public speaking than they are of dying or some crazy. I don't know if I'd believe that. Kind of trippy. Anyway, uh, so yeah, I'm thinking that like maybe I'd like to try my hand at writing and scripting out and drawing out or illustrating a comic, like a web comic. Um, it was like I don't know exactly what I would do or what my story would be about. I've been trying to like figure it out for probably a good number of years, like probably close to 5. Again, it's like it was inspired by that film The Secret, and like it was kind of like I don't know. I think a lot of why I haven't liked it is because like it in my head it's kind of like weird and stuff because like the character was like kind of me and like kind of like an alter ego of sorts, and it was like kind of tripped me out because like I don't know. I wanted to channel and put all this stuff into this like fiction character and like basically be able to study uh like topics that I would be interested in while like making something that I could like possibly make some money from someday. Because like, I kind of wanted to start out like maybe doing a web comic, like I said, but like have them out to being like, one page every couple weeks, and then like uh, once it adds up, have it be like each chapter is like a comic book, and then like uh, each comic book adds up into being like a graphic novel. I don't know. That's a lot of work and like a lot of time and preparation, all that, ridiculous stuff, a lot of excuses. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But um, like a lot of it is like I really don't know how to like get it done or how to approach it. Like taking on a series is like a pretty big thing, but like everything I want to do is like massive, it seems like. But I figure that's like everybody's fucking thing. Like I think most people feel like their dreams are overwhelming or massive. And like a lot of people go after them anyway, which is like the cool thing. Like uh I guess like my big dream if I were to want to go after it is to start like a I've talked about it before on Facebook, a multimedia and technology uh like startup and studio where it's like I like to work on like uh, music and art and everything, and like I don't know, it's like I want to have like a computer lab and stuff and do uh, like motion capture. I like to have like a motion capture studio, music studio, computer lab, uh, like soundstage, that kind of thing. Like I'd try to like put it on uh, like a good number of acres somewhere here in like Northern California. I don't know, I like to have like a storefront as well, like kind of like what is it, like a Radio Shack or like a Fry's, but like more like mom and pop status, where it's like more local and like community led and driven. It's like a electronics hobby shop. I think that'd be pretty cool. And like I don't know, I've really wanted to get into building like instruments, like keyboards and synthesizers, and like basically using like what are called microcontrollers and computers, like Raspberry Pis and Arduinos. And, like basically you like rig them up and, like with all the knobs and switches and so on and so forth, like in some sort of array. And yeah, then it's like once it's all linked up, it's like pretty bitchin'. And it's like I've really wanted to get into uh, like software engineering and like uh, building applications. And so it's like I've wanted to build like custom applications for the iPad and Android that like capable of communicating with these instruments and stuff I want to build. I really want to build like mobile hardware for like iPads and Androids and stuff, or iOS and Android devices. And like I've looked into it like a little bit for like past few years, It's like it's all totally possible. It's just like uh just a matter of like doing it. It's like you don't even need like an engineering degree or anything like that because like the information's out there for the most part. It's just like I said, it's a matter of like pretty much like getting the parts and just doing it. And it's like I'd like to do that like as like a hobby and profession. Like I'd like to build and sell like uh controllers, like MIDI controllers and stuff, and like keyboards and synthesizers. I mean, that'd be like super epic. I wanted to do that for like 5 or 10 years now, and like I don't know, yeah, I have just so much shit in my head. Like I don't know, I apologize to like dump it all on you guys if anybody's actually listening, but like yeah, it's like it's good to get it out there, talk about it. Like I don't know, like I was saying, I'd like to see other people do this kind of thing, like uh, like show and tell, or like share and care, or care to share, whatever. Um, so I've really wanted to do some sort of like uh, kind of like online community group that like uh, maybe meets once a week or like once every couple weeks or whatever. Um, and then like I'd like to do something like in person too. I just like uh, I don't have like a lot of uh, ability to be mobile at the moment. So kind of is what it is. So yeah, like I think um, this is kind of like all like a New Year's resolution for me of like where I'm wanting to direct myself, my life, and I don't know. It's gonna start off with me like going to school again. I'm really excited about it. So I think things will just like build from there. Like I got to figure out how to like make some money, like hopefully from like home and off on the internet. I'm just not sure what I'll be able to do. Um, like I don't know. I'll figure it out one of these days. Like I'm pretty eager and anxious. I just like I don't think that helps. I think it helps to like try to relax and like be just open to it happening and like do your best to do everything you can to like participate and make it happen for yourself. It's like kind of like that Rihanna song or whatever that like work, or whatever. uh, anyway, so I'm thinking like a multimedia and technology like startup would go well uh, in my hometown. Like, I don't know exactly like it's like uh, it's pretty expensive where I'm from, but like property property and stuff, but like I don't like really like I don't know, I don't pay attention to that as much. I just want to like try to make it happen. Like fuck it, I think it'll be worth it. And like I don't think it's more expensive than like San Francisco or New York. Like they make it work. They hustle and like fucking do their shit. It's like I don't know. I guess Los Angeles too. Like Silicon Valley. It's like that's all gonna be hella expensive. And it's like for some reason, like uh I've had this like idea of money just being like a kind of like a I don't know, I've been trying to like kind of change my idea or like understanding of money a bit and not put so much like power uh like I don't know, let it have so much power over me, I guess. Like like look at it and use it as a tool. It's like what my dad has always taught me. And I don't know. Like I think what I want to do is like start just like locally with like myself or me, myself and and like I don't know, I kind of would like to start being like a freelance web developer, but like I don't really like have any experience in that area or too much experience in that area. I have a little bit, but not like expertise status or whatever. Um, but, like I know that like that's something I'm gonna need to learn and like something I'm gonna need to like do in order to pass or get like grades on my exams when it comes time for me to go after my bachelor's in like software engineering after getting my MBA. That's what I want to be doing. So it's like I have pretty much the next 8 to 10 years like planned out if I like can pull it off. Pardon me, I totally like believe in it. I believe it's doable. It's like again, like I figure like if anybody can do it, like why not myself? Or why not you? Like and it's like the what this like that film The Secret said or suggested that like not everybody wants the same thing. It seems like there's a lot of people out there who want like similar things as you, but like very few people actually have like the uh, guts to go after it. It's like kind of people we see on television on the internet are kind of uh, like rare, but like I don't know, this trip. It's like I've kind of like had like uh, kind of like a fame trip for a long time, like since I was a little kid. I always wanted to be famous. like never believed I had like kind of like the like gumption or personality or like pizzazz for it or whatever. You know, like have the character. But uh, I don't know. It'd be like kind of different. I don't know how good it would be, or like if it's one of those like be careful what you wish for sort of scenarios. It's like I kind of like dreamt of being like a one percenter too. As like odd as that sounds, I've like had that kind of like a recurring dream of being a one percenter and just like fucking sharing like all my wealth or my boon or whatever, booty with like I don't know, that sounded funny. That was weird. Uh share my wealth with the community and I don't know, it just sounded funny. I was like trying to sound like a pirate. It just came off kind of gay. All right. Well, that's it for me. I'm fucking yeah, I'm tired. All right. Peace. Huh. Ouch. Burp. Oops. Sorry about that.